Hello, this is Rich, and today is going to be a short, I don't know, maybe, and it's going to be a tutorial anyways, for an update on my speech recognition integration. It seems I appear to have forgot to include a most crucial part of the integration, because I've had some people ask me, how do you get the speech SDK working with the Express version if you don't have the ATL and the MFC libraries and templates and stuff like that? He's right, you can't do it without that. But there's actually a couple things you can download to get it to work, and I forgot totally how to do that. So this is what this is going to be about today, is for those of you who've downloaded my source code or have implemented this speech recognition and it doesn't work, I'm going to show you how to get it to work, like an update on how to do this. Sorry about that, guys. There's going to be a couple of things you're going to download. I'm not sure if I can link to them in my video, so I'm just going to tell you where to download them and how to install it and how to configure Visual Studios. I'm sorry about this, guys. But what you're going to want to do first is listen very carefully, download the Windows SDK 7.1, okay? Windows SDK 7.1. This will allow you to compile 64-bit versions of your CryEngine, which I didn't say this before, but you need to download the Windows SDK 7.1 in order to download. In order to use 64-bit in the Express versions of Visual Studio. You're also, after you've done that, you're going to need to install the update to the Windows SDK 7.1. It's an update, meaning if you've got the Visual Studio 2010 Express Edition Service Pack 1, you are going to need to install the update to Windows SDK 7.1. Just search for the update for Service Pack 1. Actually, what you can do is you can search for Windows SDK 7.1 Service Pack 1 fix, and you'll be able to get that right away. Like I said, I'm not sure if I can link to these, if it's legal or not, so you just go to their site, Microsoft site, and download these. Okay? Once you do that, we're going to show you how to enable 64-bit compiling. So I'm going to open up my Express Edition here of Visual Studio. Open up my RTS build here that I use for my RTS. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to right-click, just like this. And because you're only building the Cry game, or in this case is RTS game, and you're not going to be compiling all these two, you're only going to be worried about the RTS game being modified for the include files and stuff like that. Okay? So right-click, go to Properties. Once you're in the Properties, follow my steps very carefully. You're going to want to make sure that you are on the Configuration Properties, General. Configuration, make sure you go to All Configurations. You won't have Platform x64 right here. Make sure it's on Windows 32, just like that. All right. You may have it for some reason. If you do, go ahead and make sure you have it on Windows 32. Go to the Configuration Manager. When you've done this, okay, just like this, make sure you're on the debug. And if you're going to be doing the release version, do the same exact steps, but make sure you hit release. Okay. So for now, we're going to debug, and we're making sure that none of these are being compiled except for your Cry game, or in my case, RTS game. This may say 32-bit here. Don't worry about it. So just make sure that is checked. The other two are unchecked, okay? And this will say Windows 32 by default. Okay? Very important. If you already have an x64, it will not work. Okay? So even if you have an x64 here, you need to do this. Go to Edit. If you have an x64 already here, then go ahead and click Edit. Click on the x64 and go to Remove. Okay? And remove it. That should be all fine. After you've done that, assuming you only have the Windows 32 now, you go to New. And after you do that, you go ahead and click this little drop-down box. Right here you see Titanium, but you'll see a new options for x64. Click x64. Copy settings from Windows 32. You want to copy them from Windows 32, and you also want to create new project platforms. Go ahead and click that. After you're done, make sure this is debug. Go click your x64, and if these aren't on x64 and debug, make sure you switch these to debug and x64. And make sure, you may have a blue solid box, make sure they're unchecked. You have to be blank, just like this, and only yours is checked. Okay, good. Once that's done, you're going to want to go to all config. You're going to want to go to all configurations. Platform. You want to make sure that you're on x64 because you'll have that option now. Once you do that, you're going to see this is very important here. Platform SDK. Before, you saw that it was the V100, or you may have V90. Make sure there's going to be a new option here called Windows 7.1 SDK. That's fine. Click it. You need to have this, as this is what is included. This includes the 64-bit compiler. You do need that. And that's how you enable 64-bit compiled compilation for Cryengine. And go here, make sure you debug 64. If you want the release, do those exact same steps, except for make sure you're on release. Okay, for x64. Now, if I right-click and build, you're going to notice that up to date, 2 skipped, fine. You always want to see 2 skipped because that means that the Crycommon and Cryaction are not being compiled, which is what you want. 1 up to date. As you can see, it compiled perfectly fine. I've already compiled it. That's how you enable 64-bit compilation in the Express Edition. Okay? So now, let me go to my speech recognition files here, .cpp and .h. If you go into the CPP file, we've included the windows.h, sphelper.h, and this right here was the the problem include file, because inside of this include file, this file here includes something else called ATL and MFC, blah, 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 and those don't come with Visual Studio Express. So what I had to do, well, first of all, you see this C-com pointer, C-com pointer, C-com pointer. This will tell you, I can't remember the error message, it's been a while ago, but these are going to be underlined red, saying you can't use them, and you know, it'll make sure your speech recognition will not work. That's because you don't have those ATL or MFCs. So now we're going to go over how to get that, okay? To get that to work properly. So for that, you're going to want to download another software development kit to get those files. Very, very important. Like I said, in my description, I'll explain. I'll probably put up links to their website, not the actual files. So you'll have that in my description to the website, to the files you need. But the file is called the Windows Driver SDK 7.1. I think that's what it's called. Windows Driver SDK. WDK, I think it is. Okay? It allows you to develop drivers, but it also we don't really care about developing drivers. What actually comes with that is the alternative libraries for using ATL and MFC, and that's what you need. And these are all free. So go ahead and download the Driver SDK 7.1. Once you get that installed, you're going to install it to a directory. I recommend installing it directly on your C directory, at the root of your C directory. If you want to know what that looks like, okay, it looks like this, like that. Windows DDK, just like that. Windows DDK, and you're gonna have a little version stuff here, and then you're gonna have the bins, the includes and libs. This is what we're gonna be worrying about. Inside of these are the include and library files that we're gonna need to use speech recognition. Okay, they include the ATL and stuff like that. Hold on, let me turn this TV down. My son was Oh, Jeffrey, you watching this? Can Daddy turn it down a little bit? It's a little bit too loud. How about that? There. Okay. So, after you got that, like I said, right on your C directory, WinDDK. It should be your default installation. When you try to install it, it's going to be the default installation. It should say C, DDK, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Once you got that, this is very important here. You're going to want, again, because we're only modifying the what we're actually building, because we're not building the Cry Common. So once you do that, you're going to right-click, go to Properties, okay? And under VC++ directories, this needs to happen. Make sure you're on your debug and your 64-bit, or if you want to do it for 32-bit as well, debug 32-bit, okay? Under the include directories, you're going to see that I added a new directory for this here in order to get this to work. Let's see what it is. Yep, it's your, after you've installed it, it's your WinDDK version include, and then I included the folder ATL71 and WinDDK version include MFC42 folder. I've included those. And then for the libraries, I've included some folders here. Let's go to edit. And you're going to see WinDDK, blah, 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 lib, MFC, and then the i386 folder. Blah, 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 ATL, i386 folder. And if you don't know how to do that, you just click this little folder up here. And it adds a new line, and you click this dot. And then you just browse. Okay? You just browse for that folder to include it. Okay? And after you do that, there may be a couple things you need to configure. I think I had to. Let's see here. Under General, if any of these are like blank, like target extension, I think it was. I can't remember. I think it was blank or whatever. But just make sure you target extension. You're obviously building a DLL, so edit. Make sure DLL, okay? Output directory. I've already gone over that. And platform toolkit, toolset, that. What else here? What else? Generation. Okay. Generation, debug, information format, program database. This will be Z capital I. I guess it doesn't work with that, so you got to make sure it was on this program database for edit and continue. But it's only compatible with the lowercase I, which is ZI, so you're going to need the lowercase I like that. I do this because my code wouldn't compile for some reason, even just without SDK, speech SDK or whatever. It just wouldn't compile because treat all warnings as errors. I put that as no because when it was yes, my code wouldn't compile for some reason. Even the default code without me touching it wouldn't compile. So I put that to treat warnings as errors to no. And that's under the C++ general. After that, make sure you go ahead and build your solution, and everything is going to be okay. That is how you do it. If you have any more questions, I may have forgotten something, but I didn't want this to be too long, so I try to explain it really, really quick. And like I said, I'll put up links to Microsoft's website, that page you can download the stuff I was talking about. All right, so thank you guys very much, and I hope this has helped. And I may have forgot a couple things. If you have any troubles, just text me back, let me know. I'll try to help you out best I can. All right, then. Thank you very, very much. And, comment if you need to, and like it if you want. Or dislike. Doesn't matter. All right, then. Bye.